We got big things coming this week. I had to spend a lot more money than I wanted to. Something terrible happened. So right now it's not looking promising for us.
Cabinet making is not for people that are short on patience. Okay, so I'm in my room of drywalling horrors, and I'm finally, mercifully, in the 99th percentile of being completely done. I'm sure that there are some little pinholes that I will have to correct later, but we are ready to be primed. Spent all morning cleaning up a little bit. I know it does not look like it, but we're ready to go. Everything's smoothed down, sanded down, and I'm gonna slap some primer on this bee. All right, so now I'm cleaned up, primed in my butler's pantry, ready to move all the kitchen materials back through these very controversial 30-inch wide doors. Now that I have the drywall somewhat finished on there, I hope I don't bang it up. Fingers crossed with me, guys.
We got big things coming this week. We are pretty much, after priming it, we are now ready to move out of the butler's pantry, move the kitchen back in. Have our kitchen's been all over the place and it's starting to wear on me. But we're not gonna complain because big things are happening. Matt's coming out to the big, I guess you would call it a great room, and he's going to start on the ceiling, drywalling, taping, mudding this area. There's not as much, I feel, well, it's a way bigger ceiling, so I don't know why I said it's not as much. It's just not, don't have to do all the walls.
Yeah, it's just as much, but it's not the tighter corners. You know, a lot of it's just across the middle, so it does feel like it'll be easier. The space is much bigger. I'm not hitting my scaffolding on the sides of the walls. It's gonna be a lot easier to move about.
But we have something else we're excited about. We are going to attempt to do something that most DIY renovators do not do. Because we're special, and we think we're special, clearly. We think we're cool and we can do anything. I don't know what we were thinking, living on a boat off-grid, and now we're gonna build our own cabinets.
Oh no.
There's a lot of different types of cabinets you can get out there. We'll touch on that when we hit this subject, but this, if we can pull this off, we are going to save thousands of dollars.
Maybe tens of thousands of dollars.
Yeah, for sure. So, cabinets, fingers crossed, everyone.
Yeah, cabinets are daunting though, because they gotta look real good.
I have done my husbandly duties to have a clean food preparation zone for my familia, for my two lovely girls. And now I get to get back to everyone's favorite, most exciting, scraping the texture off of this 1984 ceiling. And the fact that it was 1984 was not lost on me. This is an Orwellian nightmare, and I'm getting through it though. I can't be stopped, and I won't be stopped. I'm listening to 50 Cent in my headphones, and you know, I'm just ripping it and getting it done. Even though I'm listening to gangster rap, I still have to listen to Mama, no matter how much of a thug you are. You always gotta listen to Big Mama, and she got mad because I had the drywall dust in my eyes. So don't worry, Mom, while I'm scraping, I will have my full face PPE, and I'll be scraped, because Mama ain't raised no fool.
it's on to the next step. If you've been watching our episodes, you know it's mudding. Matt has upgraded, he's made some changes, he's gotten some new tools situation. What is going to change from the last time to now?
We're all about picking up speed. Kristen gets mad at me for this because I have this, I don't know what kind of mental disability it is, but I have to keep trying to make like micro improvements all the time instead of just being like, okay.
He spends all his time trying to make the process better when you could have just done it the subpar way all the way down.
Well, I could have just done it whatever way I've already established I can do it, but when I do it the first time, I learn little lessons and I try to apply those lessons as I go. So this way, I think we're going to be able to go a lot faster because this is a big open space. So I have Rambo'd my screed here. I took an old paint roller and added it in and taped it on there so that now I can roll it on for these parts where I can reach, because I can reach pretty far up here, you know, about half the ceiling. I can roll and then I can just reach up and scrape it off for this first layer, because what I learned in that first part was that the first layer is gonna look terrible no matter what. Then you hit a light sand and then you can just keep piling on until you make it all nice and smooth. The thing about this is just getting it up there and getting it flat, slowly working it together. So I have some tools now that I think, and then Kristen, my lovely wife, as you guys just saw, she went and put it blade down on all the garbage, messing up my screen. It was like this when she picked it up to keep this protected.
Why don't you get to work?
You're in big trouble now, big mama.
Why don't you get to work?
Big trouble.
That was satisfying, wasn't it?
Yeah, it got done a lot faster than the other times.
We are doing something that most people would try to avoid doing, and we probably will regret it ourselves. We are attempting to DIY our own cabinets for not only our kitchen, but for our butler's pantry. And if that works out, our mudroom and our bathrooms. So we are going to see if we can pull this off. Let's first start by talking about what is the plan with the cabinets. This is our coffee niche. Matt is going to hopefully build out. I'll put in a picture that we kind of planned out that you guys helped us pick, you and our patrons, and we are gonna hope to build this here. That has glass doors on some of the cabinets, display cabinets. We have appliance garages. We have a fancy arch situation in the middle. Now, what's gonna make this difficult is we don't want to spend just as much on all this stuff and tools as if we would have just bought the cabinets.
You can't do that. They want $40,000 for RTA cabinets.
Ready to assemble cabinets.
Ready to assemble $40,000 worth of plywood and some footboards of hardwood for the doors it's nowhere near what they say. The problem is, and this is the issue of why I would take things on myself, is because the days of yesteryear are gone. The days of getting a guy to come in and do a good job, those are over with. Anyone that's good at building cabinets my age is building cabinets on a channel for building cabinets. He's not going door to door building cabinets for people. Now all of the guys that are a little older than me, one generation above, those expert cabinet makers are now retired. Spirit Ralph, he would have been a great cabinet maker. I guess his dad had a cabinet shop, but Spirit Ralph is out sailing the world, doing his own.
Raph, not
Spirit
Ralph.
Ralph's doing his own dream. So that's what I found, like with my electrician that was roughly my age, really wasn't that much better than me. Certainly wasn't really better at all than me. I could have saved that money and I could have read a book and done better, but I mean, I wouldn't have had the licensing for it. But yeah, man, all the guys my age, they're not very good. I've seen the guys drywalls that come in and do the drywall and it's not very good. And they want to charge it, you know, for what I'm doing for this ceiling. I had the guy come in and want to charge me $3,000 for what's going to end up being, you know, $200 worth of mud and a bunch of spreading. So my shoulders work. I can spread this stuff just as crooked as anyone else. So, you know, we're doing it. I'm building the cabinets because it would be the whole budget for the refit on cabinets alone.
This is the kitchen. We want to build an island right here, a shorter island, because we do want to make it custom with a, what do you call it, Matt?
Booth.
Seating. I forget what they call them. I'll put it on the video. One of those. We're going to have cabinets across here. We're going to have a cabinet that builds over the refrigerator, a panel ready refrigerator and dishwasher. So we gotta be able to make those cabinets. Then we're going to have a induction range top right here. So with the cooktop, you're gonna have to build cabinets to hold that in, and let's get in the butler's room and see what that plan's gonna be. In here, we are planning on doing a ton more cabinets with built-ins. We're gonna have the double oven built in. We have a microwave drawer built in. We're gonna have a pantry part built in. We're gonna have a washer and dryer in the corner built in. And on this wall, we have to do something very shallow because we don't want to cut in front of our other sink. So, those are the cabinet plans. Now, I do like the two-tone look cabinets, and I think it's gonna save us money. You clearly can use cheaper wood if you're planning on painting them. So I do wanna paint a lot of the kitchen ones cream, but for the butler's pantry and the coffee bar, I wanna do like a stained dark walnut, not actual walnut wood, but like a stained dark walnut. The old man who had this house before us, he had tools. He had a router, so we thought that was cool, a router table. And so we said, simple as can be. Let's get some router bits off Amazon. 20 bucks, router bits. That seems like a great idea. We ordered them and we said, let's get into this. We like to learn by doing it by experience, clearly, as you can tell on this channel. So we got poplar because we planned on, maybe you can stain it. They say you can't because it's cheap wood and it's gonna get like streaky if you do like a darker stain. We said, you know what, let's try it. Maybe people are just dramatic. And here's what we learned. That's the wrong side. This is our door, our shaker door.
That's what I call a shaker.
I don't know if it's supposed to shake that much. We did our best and it did not go well. So if you, maybe on camera, I don't know if this looks better. I'll have to see when I edit this video. But the poplar is the outside bases, the rails and the, what are they called, stiles? And they did come out streaky. It's like a black looking stain. We did a 30-70 mix of dark walnut and special walnut to get that coloring. The middle is a maple plywood, right? And that stained decently. Now the thing is, the cheap bits did a terrible job. Our router table, I think it's like, you can see on it, it's like kind of
a little off kilter, it's bowed.
It's a little bowed, which resulted in not good tongue and grooves. They didn't go smoothly together. So right now it's not looking promising for us, but we are stepping it up. We have bought a better router because the one we had goes too fast. It was an old Craftsman that couldn't do a 1/2-inch shank, and I guess those are really important to have a smooth thing. We were doing 1/4 shank router bits. I guess that's bad.
Yeah, these particular, the router bits that make a tongue and groove, they're making multiple cuts at one time, so it's not just like a cutting blade that you would want to spin pretty fast. So the fact that they are knocking out two surfaces at once, I guess you want to be able to adjust the speed and be able to control for different types of woods. Different woods are different hardnesses and softnesses.
So we ordered a new router table that will get here tomorrow. We have a new router and we spent a lot of money on nice router bits. So today we're going to the lumber yard and we're gonna try to get some white oak. We had some trouble finding the white oak. It wasn't at every lumber yard. In my head, I thought every lumber yard probably has white oak, but that's not true. We finally did find some. I also learned a lot of other things. I thought it just comes in the size you want. You just get 1x3 or something and you say, I'll take 2 of those and you go. Or I'll take half of a panel of 1/4 white oak plywood. And they're like, no, you gotta take the whole thing. So
Boy, they say you gotta take the whole thing, little boy.
I had to spend a lot more money than I wanted to because first off, we don't know what we're doing. We've never done this before. We're trying to learn online and film it and do it all. And so this might be a disaster. I might have wasted some money, but we're gonna go for it because that's what we do on this channel. Right off rip, we got a 1x6 that's somewhat sanded. We didn't go with the raw because we don't have a planer situation. So we're going to try to cut this into our rails and stiles, and Matt has to also, another mission we have to complete is straighten the board. The board's not completely straight and you can't have wonky sides.
Yeah, hardwoods are a whole different deal. That's why they do them by board feet. They don't measure, like they don't do the board for you because it comes out so wonky that there's clearly a lot of waste. So you'd think this stuff would be a lot cheaper since you have to throw away half of it. But yeah, we're gonna do our best to straighten them out. And I'm just, I'm just happy that I can do this in my shop. This is my shop. I'm officially...
Oh, I can tell it's your shop by the mess.
I'm officially an old man now. I say, welcome to my shop. Time to do some woodworking. I think this is, the next chapter of my life. I've been a surfer. I've been a cage fighter. I've been a world-traveling sailor. Now, I'm just an old man in my shop making cabinets.
We'll see. Fingers crossed.
12 3/4. All right, so we had a little bit of burn on that wood when we cut it through on the hardwoods. So I looked up, we looked up some things and it said that we needed to get a sharper blade. So I have a 60 tooth blade, or a blade with more teeth. That's like a finer toothed blade will help with that. And then also it said that there was some buildup. We noticed some buildup on the teeth, the carbide teeth, so we're soaking this in pine salt and cleaning the teeth with a toothbrush to get that nice and clean because we don't want to add another step. The little burn part can sand right off. We have to sand everything anyway, so it just adds a very small step, but we don't want to add any steps because this is very meticulous and we want to do it right.
All right, that came out pretty good. We repaired one mistake.
Yeah, the pieces aren't exactly straight. There's a little bit of a bow in this one. So I'm concerned that when I put it down to put my groove in it, it's not going to do right. So how am I gonna do that? See that gap? On this side it's crazy. On this side it's not that bad. But somehow there's a water ball in there. So do I just clamp it? What do I do here? Okay, so we're trying to set up our depth for our router, and with our scrap pieces, our testers, we've noticed that the white oak is a little bit thicker. That's probably, they give you a little bit extra so that you can send it through a planer, is what I'm guessing, and make it perfectly flat. But we're gonna have to practice with our scraps to see exactly where we want to end up. I think we might have to add a planer, a small planer to the
It's always another tool.
ever-growing list of tools. Listen, guys, kiss Sailing GBU goodbye, because once we have all these tools, I'm just gonna have to commit to being a cabinet maker for the rest of my life. So no more videos after these cabinets. Moment of truth. Moment of truth, and that bow came right back.
Let's just give it a go. This is the part of the learning process.
So you have a few options if you have a bow in your lumber here. One option is you can use the shims. They say it's better for scrap. You don't want to use that on the high-priced hardwoods. Or you can use this as a rail instead of a style. You can just cut it down and make a shorter piece. The bow will be less prevalent. But what I did was basically the board is smiling right now, so I will be able to put a little bit of pressure on each end as I run it through. I'm thinking hopefully I can just horse this thing into looking okay, but we're just learning, so we're gonna learn.
So we now have a groove that goes in the inside of both of our stiles and both of our rails. Those are the stiles. Matt already installed the second router bit to the set, and this is the one that cuts the tongues out so you can slide these in, and then all the corners we can glue them all together and put the middle piece in. So we're almost there. He used a lot of scrap wood to really hopefully align this properly. If you get it the height wrong, they just don't go together and it's a whole big disaster. So let's see if this came out all right.
Okay, because I need a little bit of help, I made myself a ghetto sled here that fits in the track. I think we might be waiting for the real one to come, but this one's been working just fine for now. This is a tester door, but I still want to get it perfect.
Something terrible happened.
Terrible!
What happened?
I'm gonna be honest, I don't really know yet. I gotta do this first. Okay. Okay, I had a panic attack just now because I have been very meticulously adjusting this thing, and I just went, blew it all off. But, whew, crisis averted. This was actually a bad piece of lumber that I had to trim because from the stockyard, it dropped off right here. You can tell it was planed and it dropped off at the end. So there's about a quarter inch, maybe an 1/8 inch drop there. You'll probably be able to see it. So I have to trim off my two rails, both the same size, so that
We can try
hopefully
again.
it doesn't go kablowy.
Let's try it again, big boy. Try it again. Look at that. It's coming out. It's coming out. We did a little more adjustments on the router bits and it's looking really good. Somehow the tongue bit cuts the reveal, that little angled reveal, into a 45, and it looks legit. It's looking legitness. It's coming out.
Ten and 3/8, because they said you want 1/8 additional, right? 10 and 3/8 and 14 and 5/8.
I think we came a long way from our very first initial door. This looks like a Halloween decoration over here. This is looking a little, this is the back, so that part don't look very good. This is looking pretty good. We did get the white oak MDF core 1/4, when I guess that you're not supposed to do that, because obviously if water leaks in, it could swell up and it could go bad. So we have a little sourcing issue to do, but I'm really pleased with this. I think it looks really good. Clearly it's not been sanded, it's not been stained or anything like that. We have to get to that, but we ran out of time this week. I'm really impressed. I mean, look at the comparisons. Halloween door, cool girl door.
Yeah, even though it seems like we're wasting materials just learning, we are practicing, and then Kristen can take this one once it's stained and she likes it, and she could take it to the other places and match it with stone, match it with flooring, match it with drapes. Kristen's basically just going to be wearing this on a necklace for the rest of her life, matching everything in the house to this. So yeah, I mean, cabinet making is not for people that are short on patience. It also ain't for people that are short on perseverance.
There's a reason why they charge you $1 million, because you're not going to do it yourself. This is a hard DIY. Let's just say that. But it isn't impossible. If you're willing to put in the work and you want those cabinets and you don't want to spend that price tag, I believe you can make it happen. We're going to keep all the budget, the amount of money that we spend to make this happen. Yeah. And by the end of it, we'll be able to tell you what we spent versus what it would have cost.
Yeah, you're going to spend about $2,000 on tools. But the cheapest painted cabinets...
We haven't even spent $1,000 on tools yet.
Yeah, but we got some more coming. But the cheap... I looked at like the Home Depot cabinets, and it's outrageous. It's like $5,000 for like the, you know, crummiest little painted cabinet. If we were just painting these, you could rip these, wood filler them, and paint them, and you could be done for like a fraction of the price. So I still think cabinet makers are out of their gourd for what they charge, but that's just everybody. Everybody, where we live in the generation of... Everybody got to make $1 million no matter what they do. I think waitresses are getting paid like $15 an hour now, and McDonald's workers are getting tons of bread. So, you know, everybody wants to get paid.
So check out our Patreon. You'll see some real-time updates. Let us know what you think about our cabinet door. Say it looks like crap or it looks good. I think it looks good. I like the width of the rails and styles. I think those are good. Obviously the bit, I got expensive bits. They did a great job with this reveal and 45-degree angle. It looks supreme. So obviously you're already going to tell us your opinions in the comments.
Supreme!
So we'll see you guys next week. Make sure you subscribe and comment. Bye.